সেই দলটার নাম ছিল স্বাধীন বাংলা ফুটবল দল। আমি সেই দলের একজন খেলোয়াড় ছিলাম।
আপনার কাছে এসে আপনার অভিজ্ঞতাকে কাজে লেগে যাতে আমরা কিছু করতে পারি। আপনি
আমার লক্ষ্মী বউ, আমি এক্ষুনি গোসল সেরে আসতেছি।
আজকে খেলার পর ধর কিছু খবর আছে।
সময়টা চুরি করে খেপা মনে পাক তালে রাত জাগা দিনে ছোটা জীবনের ঘুড়ি ওড়ে উড়ে উড়ে ঘুরে ঘুরে প্রতিদিন খেলাতে।
কুমিল্লা একাদশ অ্যাক্সিডেন্ট করছে। যে চ্যালেঞ্জ তোমরা হাতে নিয়েছো তার জন্য অনেক কষ্ট করতে হবে। সাবু ভাই না কোচ। বাস
রাত ভর ঘুম চোখ চোখ ঘুম জাগরতুর চোখ ঘুম ঘুম জাগরতুর ঘুম ঘুম ভোর নেই আধার শুধু আলো আলোর ডাক প্রাণ জাগালো নেই আধার শুধু আলো।
দেশের জন্য খেলা করা একটা বড় ব্যাপার, বিশাল বিশাল বড় ব্যাপার।
আমাদের সবার জন্য একটা খারাপ খবর আছে।
শুধুই সীমার না জাগো 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 বাংলাদেশ জাগো 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 বাংলাদেশ।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম সুপ্রিয় দর্শক মণ্ডলী, কুমিল্লা স্টেডিয়াম থেকে আমি খোদা বসমিরা আমাদের সবাইকে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি।
আমার সোনার বাংলা আমি তোমায় ভালোবাসি।
রাত ভোর ঘুম চোখ ঘুম ঘুম জাগের দূর ঘুম ঘুম চোখ নেই আধার শুধু আলো আলোর ডাক প্রাণ জাগালো।
আমাদের মধ্যে অজেয়
শুধু আলো
শক্তি আছে যা দিয়ে আমরা অজেয়কে জয় করতে পারি।
এ আকাশ শুধু সীমানা জাগো জাগো বাংলাদেশ জাগো জাগো রে জাগো জাগো বাংলাদেশ
দেশের জন্য জাগো।
Here with us we have our newest director in the industry, Khijir Khan, who made Jaago movie, which is to be released sometime soon. So we're going to talk to him and find out more about the movie, how he did it, and and as we go on, we're going to ask questions from those. First, I would like to know a little bit about the movie. Give us a synopsis or a short overview.
Short overview. Jaago is a sports-based underdog story. It's a soccer film. A group of guys who takes up a challenge from a small town, and which they were not prepared to face. But since they have taken it, they have to face it. And what they have to go through in order to prepare themselves to face that challenge, Jaago takes you through that journey with them. And yeah, that's about it. It's about those guys. It's an underdog story. It's a soccer or a sports-based patriotic film.
Okay, as you know, the movie industry is struggling. There are quite a few movies are being released every year. Why is it something that people should watch? Why is it different? Is there anything that you're trying to promote here?
Why it's different? I mean, first of all, the struggling thing. Yeah, our industry, Bangladeshi movie industry, is struggling a lot. And since it is struggling, that's why you should go and watch this film. No, I mean in details. If I say, it's a film which has never been done. It's based on a very simple story, but that story, somehow you will feel connected with that story. It's a commercial film. The target audience is everybody. But when you make a commercial film and you make your target audience everybody, then you have to make a film in such a way so that everybody can somehow relate to that film. So we tried to do that, and as I said, it's a very simple film, but it is different than any other film because Bangladesh has never seen a sports-based film before, an underdog story, especially where you have soccer as the backdrop or you have football as the backdrop. Why people should watch it? There is a similarity. The inner meaning of the film will tell you or inspire you to be patriotic, to think a lot of things which you wanna do. You know, the theme, as we say, Jaago, the tagline is dare to dream. So if you dare to dream, you can do a lot of things. And as a nation, we are very potential, we can do a lot of things, but it's just sometimes we don't believe on ourselves. So Jaago will tell you that if you believe on yourself, if you work hard, if you're disciplined, if you have patriotism together, you can do a lot of things. You can make impossible possible, because the impossible word itself says, I am possible.
The words that are coming out of your mouth actually inspiring me to go and watch it too. My next question is, you know, it's a big budget film.
Mm-hmm.
A huge crew, as we know, that took the movie where it is today.
Mm-hmm.
Give us a little bit insight, how you went on, you know, building a team, and if there is anything that you would like to share from there.
Interstreet Production, they are the producer for this film. They produced this film. This was their first film. This was my second film, but my first biggest commercial film. We had a very young team. Initially, there were some of the industry's best with us. We believed that we all could take the journey together. But in the middle, due to a lot of reasons, we had to reshuffle our team.
You mean well-known names?
Yeah, I mean, there are, you know, initially we had a team, we put together a team, but while we were shooting it, we found out that no, probably this is not the best combination. Sometimes this happens, this kind of project, it always happens. Big project, complicated project, you always have those kind of challenges. It's nothing new. Some people, you know, while you are taking the journey together, at some point they will lose their belief, or they will probably want to get away from the project. So that happens, but you have to keep your focus straight. As a director, you have to make sure that you do finish the project, because you have to make sure your producers are safe, because they invested the money believing on you, and so you have to stand by, face all the challenge, and keep them at the show. So yeah, I mean, we have a fresh, young, hard-working and dedicated team who together, who believed in this project, who believed on Jaago, who believed in me, and together we finished the film.
Okay, I want to get into a little bit into the characters of the movie. I know, you know, a lot of the audience that we have, they'll be interested in knowing, okay, what Firdaus did or what Tariq and Naam did. There are quite a few other well-known names. So if you could tell us a little bit about the characters and why you choose them, and what really makes this movie Jaago as, you know, their input.
Okay, I mean, you know, Jaago itself, it's not any like one-man show film. There is no Superman in this film, but everybody together made this film itself, right? We had Tariq and Naam, we had Firdaus, we had some of the brightest youngster like Bindu, Ronak Hassan, Arifin Shubo, Naeem, and that we had a bunch of youngster, because the story demanded we needed players. We needed actors who can play. But it's very hard to find actors who can play, so we had to actually recruit players itself, you know, who can play soccer. So we built the Kubila 11 from Pioneer Division, and then we had to build another team for Tripura 11. We had to go all around the country, find people who looks similar to Tripura 11, Tripura people, and then we had to put together that team. But of course, I mean, you know, the main anchor, if you ask me who were the anchor for this film, of course these two guys, Tariq and Naam, Firdaus. They were the two anchors who stood and all of them, they were in the middle. And all of them, they have, you know, their input. But of course, these two guys, you know, hats off to these guys, their experiences and the way they stood by me, even though I was young. And you know, Director.m4v, these guys are very experienced. They believed in me, they believed in Jaago, they helped me from the bottom of their heart, and together we all made this film.
Okay. As we have seen, there is a natural flow in the trailer. If you could give us a little bit about the movie and how that actually...
You want to know about the story?
Not the whole story, perhaps at least a little bit for our audience.
No, of course. I mean, you know, as I said at the beginning of that, it's an underdog story. It's about few boys called Ajad, a team called Ajad Boys, who are from Kumilla. They takes up the challenge to play 2 matches against Tripura 11, who are the state level champion from India. Since as Kumilla 11 could not play due to getting into an accident, these guys are amateurs. They are not. They never played as a team. They're just amateur, you know, few guys who play soccer at their leisure for fun. But they takes up this huge challenge. They have only 1 month to prepare themselves. They don't have any coach. They don't have any sponsors. They have a broken team. So all these challenges they have to meet up within a month, and how they, you know, put together, keeping their personal differences aside, personal problems aside, and they build a team. They train hard under a new coach who is very tough at times, and ultimately they face the challenges. And if you want to know more about it, there is a website called Jaago.movie.com, and the synopsis is there. And of course, the movie will be coming. So yeah, you read it in the website, and once the movie is out, of course you can see it.
And can you say the name again for the website so you know everybody?
Jaago.movie.com, Jaago, Jaago.movie.com, altogether.com.
Okay. I had a chance to listen to some of the soundtracks from the movie, and it seems like there is a variety. There's a different kind of songs in there. You know, there's a sad song, there's a really joy and funful song, then there's a couple of love songs. Give us how that came about and what kind of songs are there, and how you actually, you know, came about making these great songs.
Credit goes to Arnav and his team. There's this guy called Adit who worked really close with him, so it's basically their show. Arnav and Adit, these double A's, and they are the one who did this great soundtrack. Story, of course, story needed all those songs, because Jaago is not just a soccer film. It has emotion, it has love, it has, you know, struggle and everything. It's about life. It's about the life of all these boys, right? So they have love stories, they have sorrowness, they have sadness, every struggle, everything in their life. So the story demanded all those songs, and Arnav and Adit, they put together a great musician team, where you had the veterans like Kumar Vishwajit, Bappa Mujumdar, Arnav, Kona, and then you had the newcomers like Kalipu, Rupam, Ishtiaq, Shravanti. So all they put together a great team, which was a mixed of veterans and newcomers, and that's how we got this wonderful soundtrack. So yeah, I'm really proud of them and what they did, and you know, hats off to them.
Okay, I heard a couple of love songs in there. Is there any love angle to the movie, or maybe multiple love angles to the movie?
No, of course. I mean, you know, it's about their life. It's just not about football. So you have Firdaus and Mindu, their love story. You have Rafi, played by Arfin Shivo, and another girl whose name in the movie is Rukhsana Anjuman, and played by Charlene. And you have Naeem, who is Joy, who's the fun-loving guy, who's the playboy of the team, and he falls in love with this girl called Reshma, who played by Diana. So yeah, you have 3 different small but very effective love stories in the film.
In the trailer, I got to see this young and fresh kind of generation that, you know, takes up on this another team. So tell us a little bit about the theme of that spirit, or I mean, the spirit of the movie based on the soccer.
Well, you know, as I said at the beginning, that it's about a small team named Ajad Boys. They have to play 2 matches, friendly matches, against Tripura 11, who are the state level champion from India. They are fresh, they are young, and it's about how this underdog team faces this state level champion team. So yeah, that's pretty much it about it, and you know how they prepare themselves.
Okay. I want to get into a little bit into making of the movie, and if
Okay.
you could give us more insight. How did you come about with the idea of making Jaago, and how you materialized that? Just from a high level, then we'll go into details.
Initially, I wanted to make a film on Shading Manga Football Doll, which I'm sure some audience or some listeners who are listening or some audience who are watching it, they knows about it, but most of them probably they don't know about it. Shading Manga Football Doll is a team who played 16 matches during 1971 when the war was going on and raised money for our liberation war. While the people were fighting the war, they went ahead and played soccer or football and raised money for us and raised awareness all over the world. I mean, they played in India, but they raised awareness all over the world. And that was a very unique way of doing it. I wanted to make a film on that, but considering the historic perspective and getting together and shooting in India and Bangladesh, it was not possible. But the idea of Jaago came from there. So then I thought that, okay, can I take that inspiration and bring it to 2008 or 2009 and make a film on present generation, but there will be a touch of Shading Manga Football Doll. And in the story there are actually, I mean, the coach Safu, he played in Shading Manga Football Doll. He's an ex-player of Shading Manga Football Doll. So that's how I kind of, but the whole idea of Jaago came from that Shading Manga Football Doll.
So there's a lot of history behind the
Yeah, 71 is somehow inbuilt in it, but of course it is in a very technical, or it was necessary for the story, that's how it came. Yep.
Okay. We talked about a little bit about the team earlier on. Tell us more in details about the challenges within the team itself, because Jaago took a little bit of almost setback at times. Tell us a little bit about that, and if you're comfortable sharing.
Jaago itself is a very complicated project. First soccer film, technology-wise, we didn't have enough resources to do a film like that, but we had the passion, we had the dedication, and we worked really hard. The team really worked really hard. So there were a lot of challenges: the weather, getting together crowds, how we are going to shoot the matches. Are the artists prepared for going through such a hardship? So there were so many different challenges, and then on top of that, financial crisis, you know, the economic crisis all over the world. So altogether, there were a list of challenges. But as I said,
how did you overcome those?
Well, of course, I mean, how did I overcome? You need to be focused. You need to believe in the project, and there is nothing called impossible, right? As I said. Right. Impossible, the word impossible says itself that I am possible. So you have to believe in that. So as long as you believe it, you work hard, you keep your focus straight, you can do it, and that's how we did it. We believed in it, we worked hard, and that's how we finished it. Those who didn't believe in it, Jaago itself let them go. It's not me or anybody else. They just couldn't be with the project, because just whoever lost belief had to leave. So, you know, and whoever believed in it stayed till the end. So yeah, that's how we finished Jaago.
Because it's a commercial movie, there are things to be done even after making the movie.
Right, the marketing aspects. Yeah.
Right. Is there any time frame that we're going to see the movie, and is there anything being done to promote the movie?
Yes, Interspeed itself. They are a marketing agency, and they are doing their. They are trying their best. I am sure they will try their best to promote the film as best as they can. But right now the economic crisis that's impacting everybody, affecting everybody. So considering the current crisis, considering the resources, we will try our best with all of our resources, using all of our connection, all of our networking, to promote this film. But already people knows about it. There's a wonderful website. As I said, Jaago.movie.com. We have Facebook groups online. A lot of people already knows about it. The soundtrack already is in the market, so people knows about it. We are expecting right around the end of this year we'll release this film. But releasing a film in especially this kind of film, needs a little bit of time. You have to put together everything in the right format before you release it. So we are just in the process of doing that. Once those are ready, you will we'll make sure that the film is right in front of you.
Okay, very nice. So hopefully we'll get to see it at the end of the year, right?
Inshallah.
Or before the next year.
Inshallah, definitely before next year. Inshallah, by the end of this year.
Okay, I want to just get into your experience a little bit. You did a couple of other short films and indie films. Your first film, Director.m4v,
Right.
and the second film, Jaago.
Right.
Both of them had this patriotic theme. Is there any message that you were trying to send, or what are you trying to reach, and what are you trying to do here with that theme?
Well, when you live abroad, you become a little bit more patriotic. That's how it is, because you see things from a different angle. Director.m4v, that was my first film. It was an indie film, small budget film, but it was based on one of our gallantry hero, Flight Lieutenant Rahman. So definitely, and it was 71 built in the story, so it was a patriotic film. Jaago is also a patriotic film, but in an absolutely different way. It is about these boys and how passionate they are about what they want to do, what they want to achieve. But in order to achieve that, they use patriotism as a tool to pump themselves to achieve what they want to achieve. So these are I guess I love my country, and that came out in a two different way. And will I make more patriotic film? Maybe yes, maybe no. But yeah, these things, it was not like, I was not trying to give any message or something, but it's just, I think, I felt that maybe it would be better if I start my career with this kind of film, because this will pump me up as well to do films on other genre. And yeah, that's why I did this.
Okay. My next question, I want to get into a little bit more personal here.
Okay.
It's definitely an inspirational movie. And is there any personal connection that you have that you tried to portray in that movie? I know you did, shorts in Kumela, Cox's Bazar, and a couple of other places. Is there any background that you reflected in the movie from your experience or taste?
Of course, when you are the writer and director for a film, it always reflects your personal life. I shot the film in Kumela. I shot in my own house, in my own backyard. So of course, a lot of my personal life came into the film. Was it intentional? No, it wasn't intentional. But since I wrote the story while I was writing it from a Kumela's perspective, I lived in, that's my city, that's where I grew up. So my personal life came in that inbuilt. But it wasn't intentional. And it was, there is a time in your life when you want to give back, and especially when you live abroad, you go back home, you want to give back. So I guess for me, that the moment where like that okay, I wanted to do something where I could show things which means a lot to me, or which makes huge values in my life. So I wanted to show that, and what better ways of showing that in your film. So that's I guess that's about it.
Right. So what I get from you is really inspirational movie. It has this young, fresh brand of it built in the the games and their life, and this the football game. Then it has this love angle to it.
Mm-hmm.
It has this family part,
mm-hmm.
where the whole team plays as a group and is bonding. Is there anything else that you'd like to share just on the story itself that you might think that the audience should know?
Look, we really worked hard. Really worked hard. Put our life for this film. Trust me, the entire team. Starting from the producer, me, my team, went through fire to make this film. And we know we made a good film. I believe we made a good film. And I want Bangladeshi audience all over the world and in Bangladesh to believe that and go and watch that film. We are trying to improve or develop an industry which is broken industry. And if the audience doesn't help us, if they don't go watch that film, it doesn't help us anymore. I mean, audience has to go and watch the film. That's how the movie will do good, and that's how it will inspire 10 other people to make 10 other films, better films. So the only request is, please do go watch Jaago, and I bet that that 2.5 hours will be worth it. If it doesn't, it's pretty easy to find me. Just Google me up, let me know, I'll guarantee your money back. How about that?
I'm sure everybody says that, but I'm sure this is going to be a good movie. There is a lot of things in it, patriotism and all the other things that we discussed. Before we let you go, just explain in 2 simple lines, or 1 line, or a couple of lines, what is Jaago?
I'll do it in 1 line. If you dare to dream,
Thank you, and we can't wait to see Jaago.
Thank you very much.